Hello and welcome to MCFC 9320 PUBcast. It must be Sunday. Good evening, everybody in the chat, because you are the most important people here. Good evening, Paddy, and good evening, Max. Anne-Marie.
Good evening, Andrew.
Evening.
How are we?
Good.
Good.
A little announcement to everybody in the chat as well. We've been assured and promised that Stan the man will be back with us next Sunday.
Linda.
And all that jazz. Still top of the league, aren't we? However, we're going to touch on a few things tonight, as it were, and not just Anne-Marie's closing thing. And anyway, I'm getting myself into a.
What are you all about touching an Anne-Marie for?
I don't know. Anyway, we'll start with a match because we didn't have it all our own way. We'll look a little bit ahead to the thing what's happening tomorrow. Yeah, and we'll also look ahead to Inter Milan and also Arsenal. So let's get straight into it. Good evening, Michael. Good evening, DC. Stevie Black, Big Morg, Jack. Good to see you, pal. Section, Mark. Just a little going down there. From doors to doors, and everybody who may be watching. If you want a name check, jump in the chat and give us your say. Right. Brentford yesterday. It was never going to be an easy one, Anne-Marie, was it? Because historically they normally give us a good game. So yeah. I think we was lucky not to be 4-0 down before we
scored. That's exactly my thoughts, Andy. I think we started appallingly. Because it did come straight from kickoff, didn't it? Their goal. But we were shocking defensively. I think, I'm going to point the finger at Pep here because we have to play with a more solid and regular back four. We can't keep changing because Rico as a left back just isn't right for me. That
why work for England?
Well, you look at who they were playing though, and it was a bit disrespectful to do that against Brentford. Brentford, we know, are a good team. They've always given us a good game of it. And, like you said, we've dodged a bullet because they could have been 4-0 up before we even scored. But, we hung in there and we took some of our chances, not all of them.
Yeah. As always, I'll take you to task a little bit, but I'll let Paddy have his say.
Yeah, I would agree with Anne-Marie. I put it up in our group yesterday about the lineup. I was worried about the defence when the teams come out. But as our esteemed friend Stan said, there's lots of games to come, but I think Rico Lewis at left back was a step too far. He's a brilliant player, but that was just one step too far. They scored early on. They could have been 3 or 4 up by the time we scored, but if we won the league at the end of the year, we won't be looking back at Brentford. That's for sure.
Yeah, my spin on it is, yeah, we could have been 4-0 down, but there's two ways of looking at it. Does everybody expect us to destroy every single team what we go up against? Or, yeah, it doesn't matter whether we're at home or not. On the plus side, we was a little bit shaky at the back, but let's have a look. Yeah, Gvardiol doesn't start, and Rico, as you've just pointed out, started. All I've seen is people have a go at Walker and even Stones since the match. let's look at how many minutes this season we've played.
Andy, your sound's gone funny.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
back.
I just heard something like a pressure thing then. Right.
Yeah.
Let's look at the minutes what Stonesy and Walker's played so far this season. Nothing really. Be it all right, Stonesy's played a little bit internationally, but not brilliantly. Got Walker, you can pretty much call that was his first minutes of the season. Take away a couple of minutes he come on. So we know what Walker's all about. By the way, I thought Walker was okay going forward. Defensively, yesterday was a liability, but I'm putting that down to lack of minutes rather than he's past it or whatever. Stonesy, listen, my starting lineup for the next match would have been Gvardiol, who was exceptional when he came on, by the way. Gvardiol, Diaz, I would still start Stones, but I'd also put a Kanji on the right side of the defence, right backy-ish, if you like. And we need to integrate Walker back in. Doesn't matter whether he's a experienced player, la-di-da-di-da. There's nothing like match fitness. So I think...
Have you, just out of interest, Andy, have you watched back their goal?
Yeah, it was Keystone Cops.
Keystone Cops, and there was one point where if you'd have put a good boot on it, Stones could have cleared that ball.
Yeah, but would that come with match fitness and sharpness?
There's no excuse for that. Nothing to do with match fitness and smartness, because it's just a case of you're in that position, you clear the ball. It's as simple as that.
I don't think it's as simple as that, Anne-Marie. Like, they've no minutes up in the clock as such. They're ring rusty. They haven't played much, in fairness. Like they're not. Somebody who's played 4 games in a row is going to be a lot sharper and a lot more at it than somebody who hasn't.
Spot on, Patrick.
Like, I think Walker was in there yesterday because of the threat, the counter-attacking threat that Brentford had. I think that's why he was in. But you have to look at why Pep picked that back line.
He already said he was going to tinker about with it because of the matches what are coming up, mate. So I was expecting changes. And listen, it's easy to be, whether it's arrogant, confident, or whatever. When you see City's lineup, regardless of who it's against, you think that's enough to beat anybody. But are we disrespecting Brentford a little bit here? Because I thought they was very, very good. Right, let me put some stats up, right, of the match yesterday. I don't know if this will surprise anyone or not. I don't know if anyone's seen them. Shots, yeah, we had 18, and I think DC's just said there we could have had 4 goals in the second half. Yeah, absolutely, we could have. Thought for some reason their keeper turned into prime Neuer in the second half. Shots for Brentford 8. Shots on target, not too dissimilar. Our 7 to their 5. Possession, that just shows you how close the possession was. Even our passes, that is not where we normally are. We're normally way, way up there. And Brentford want a million miles behind us. Pass accuracy, again, very, very close. We hammered them on fouls. we beat them on yellow cards. But I think we've got to give credit to Brentford because...
Oh, absolutely. Because Brentford, for the last couple of seasons, the last team to beat us in the Premier League at the Etihad were Brentford before the World Cup. And no great shock in their performance yesterday for me. They were always going to give us a tough game. What I will say is, thank God Tony's gone, because we would have been 4 behind if he'd have been playing yesterday.
Tomatoes, we don't know that. That's like saying if we want to started Stones and Walker, we'd have beat them 8-0.
No, but I'm not saying we'd have hammered them at any point. I've not said that, Andy. What I'm saying is that we were very fortunate yesterday and unfortunate at the same time, because Haaland could have got his 3rd hat-trick because of the chances he had. But there was just a little bit of me that kind of thought there's a little bit of And I do blame Pep for this, but a little bit of complacency, because for me, I think, I'm delighted Gundogan's back, but he slows things down.
He didn't in the second half. I thought he had a great second half.
He was better in the second half. Yeah, no doubt about it. I thought, I don't think Kevin had his best game ever yesterday. And Jack in the first half certainly didn't. And I put that down to playing on the left with Rico because they haven't got that understanding.
Okay, right. By the way, these are my play ratings, right? You can agree. The guys in the chat can agree, disagree, because that's what it's all about, opinions. I've put, hey, look at this. Are we getting really professional now? Look at this. I put Edison at 7 because I thought he made some decent some decent saves. Sorry. Would you go along with 7 for Edison?
He deserved a 7 just for the assist for Haaland's goal.
And by the way, that's the 4th in the Premier League, and we should be exploiting that. We say it always on the show. We should be exploiting that more and more and more. Because
we can't, Andy, because we're always up against a low block.
No, the amount of times, Paddy, and again, I'm not taking the Michael here, Anne-Marie. We can see when we're at the open field, can't we? Rather than I'm not joking there.
No, it's true. I agree with you, Andy, on that. It's the quick play, and quite often we don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the first time it's worked for us. It worked for us in a Carabao Cup final against Arsenal. Yep. Edison did the exact same thing to Aguero to set him free, and we have to make use of it. We have to play the quick ball sometimes rather than the keeping hold of the ball.
Absolutely. I've put Walker at a 6, right? Because I'm putting match fitness and stuff. I don't like marking any player below a 6 because I think it's very, very disrespectful. Yeah, they might not have the best of games. However, they don't go out to be crap, do they? So, again, Kyle needs minutes under his belt. Any disagreements there? Agreements, whatever?
Yeah, as I say, I'm repeating myself, it was his first match, so he's not going to have a 5-star performance first time on the pitch.
Anne-Marie?
Yeah, great.
Rico, again, in an unfamiliar position, really. Even though he had a great game for England over that way, we know on the left side of the defence, midfield or wherever Pep puts him, it's not him. He tried, bless him. And again, we look better when Gvardiol, came on in the second half, and Rodri. But that's nothing disrespectful against Rico.
Rico was just a step too far on the left-hand side.
Yeah, but he's got minutes under his belt there. We've won about, it's. I thought we was lucky to get. I think overall, I think we edged it. Stonesy have put us a 6 because exactly the same as Kyle Walker. He needs minutes under his belt. We know what Stonesy can do, and just because there was a little bit Keystone Copsy, I'm not going to hold that against him. He does more good than bad, and they're not going to have a 10 out of 10 every game, are they?
No, not a hope.
Would you go with a 6?
Yeah.
Now, Akanji, for me, he had a little. It wasn't his best game, and again, I thought we had some decent performances individually yesterday, but not collectively. And Akanji, again, there was a couple of last-ditch tackles. What he got for us, and he was Akanji, ever reliable and stuff like that.
Exactly, he's a solid player, and he always get a 7 or 8 out of Akanji. He doesn't really seem to have a bad game, does he?
No, it's very few and far between, isn't it? Anne-Marie?
I agree. The best defender we had on the pitch yesterday, anyway.
He wasn't, and I'll get to that. Kovacic, I thought he had a good first half.
He's lucky he didn't see red.
I wouldn't say it was a red. What I would say is, again, I think that was always going to be the plan with Pep, to get Rodri on in the second half. And you would have seen it as well, Anne-Marie. I think I tweeted it as well at half-time that you could... Gvardiol and Rodri was just warming up all the way, up until they came out pretty much for the second half. So it was quite obvious that they was going to come on. But I think that was his plan anyway, Pep, to integrate it, to get Rodri some minutes.
Well, yeah, give Rodri a good 45 minutes before Wednesday night. Yeah,
and Gundogan, you might pull your face on Gundogan a little bit. But yeah, first half he wasn't brilliant. Second half, I thought he started to get in them pockets when Rodri was there, and his build-up play was very, very good in the second half, I feel.
Yeah, he's there for his football intelligence to find the pockets and behind the defenders and stuff like that. That was always his strong points. He's there for his football.
Anne-Marie?
Yeah.
Jack, a 6. I thought he did okay yesterday. I thought he was solid.
I think 6 is a bit low.
Well,
yeah, Andy, what's wrong with you, man?
Well,
you can't give him a 6 and Lewis a 6.
Why? You want to give Ruben a 1? On a side note, no. The reason why is, and it doesn't mean to say because I've give Jack a 6 that it's the law. It's there to be debated. I think
Grealish definitely deserves a 7 at least.
Okay. 7.5.
Okay, that's fine. This young man, I'm getting more and more impressed with him. By the way, he needs to cut his diving out because we won't tolerate that.
Well, he got booked for it, didn't he?
And rightly so. Pep should. I'm sure Pep will take him to task on that. His overall play, apart from when he in the second half he just booted the ball across our own box, which could have led to a goal for Brentford. That'll be ironed out of him. I feel.
Do you know when I was watching him on the yesterday? Do you know what came into my head?
Mahrez.
He's very Jesus-like. He's fucking chaotic. He's absolute chaotic.
I think he's got more than a Jesus, even being honest. However, I think this lad only needs to up it between 5 and 10% to be at that extra level. This kid can go on to do or be whatever he wants.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Very soon.
And I don't think he was injured when he came off. I think he was just a little bit embarrassed because he lost the ball. Yeah. KDB again, not his best game for us. Not for the want of trying. I don't.
He wasn't 6.
Well, what do you think?
Well, he should be 7 or 7.5.
Yeah, because technically he had an assist for Haaland's first goal.
Whoopie woo. I don't think he had his best game, in all honesty. However, again, it's just my humble opinion. But again, that's what I'm saying. If we can have off days with a lot of our players, come away with 3 points against a very, very good Brentford side. Let's not forget that. It's all rosy. Now, this man, without not just his goals, and I tweeted again. I thought yesterday,
all-round play yesterday was far, far better than it's been.
And I think I said it to you guys in our WhatsApp group. I think it was either one of, or if not, his best game in a City shirt. He's developing into an all-round player now. Forget all this. He only has so many touches. All that crap. What we see in the media. He holds the ball up. His will to win is incredible. His touch has got a hell of a lot better so far this season. And Pep's turning him into not only a machine in, scoring goals, his all-round game, it's very, very impressive yesterday. And right at the end, when he went to pick the ball up, I don't know if you saw it, Anne-Marie, he went to pick the ball up off the floor. I don't know if he thought he had another hat-trick. It was just a habit, maybe.
maybe.
So
But
that was
unlucky. He was unlucky not to get another hat trick yesterday.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So that brings us to our subs, and we'll quickly go through these. Gvardiol, I thought he was excellent when he come on. Absolutely excellent, and I think that enabled the likes, and that's why I give Gundo a 7, because it enabled Gundo to get in there. Same with Rodri. You know, I thought Rodri controlled it brilliant. Bernardo, Nunes, and Diaz too late to really. You know,
I think Nunes was looking very solid, Andy.
Yeah, I've listen. You know, I'm a fan of Nunes, mate. So this is what Pep said on the about Haaland. He told me, you know, regarding the bereavement, you know, losing one of his friends. He told me he wanted to play yesterday. That's his strength for 90 minutes. You forget your personal life. Pep pointed out it has been tough for his family, for anyone to pass away at that age. It's difficult for every human being. He has been down in the locker room, but we try to take care of everyone, you know, be close to them. And you know something? And that is it, in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're my player ratings, but the 6s, I mean, not having a go at players, my 6s I've got reasons behind it in my head, you know, rather than they're just shit, get rid of them. It's lack of minutes and stuff like that.
Is there a chance, and I mean this in the most respectful way, are we hypercritical of the team? Like, we're 4 matches in the 38-game season.
Mm-hmm.
It's certainly not going to be pouring all engines 4 games in. Like,
I'm not being critical. I thought my reasoning behind the ratings, I thought it wasn't going overboard. It's just, you know, a lot of thought into it.
Yeah, it's just like Walker and Stones, like, they're not going to play like that after 10, 11 matches. Not a hope. They're going to be sharp. Lewis is not going to be playing at left back anymore. It's highly unlikely, maybe in the cup match, whatever. He won't be playing at left back next week, that's for sure.
I agree. You never know. You never know with Pep. You always say you never know. But what Pep will do, somebody said it early on in the chat, Pep likes to tinker, you know, up until Christmas. I don't think it was as much as tinkering yesterday, more than every player needs minutes. Because let's not forget, if we'd have been comfortable yesterday, we'd have also seen Foden come on. We'd have also probably seen McAtee come on. But Brentford, they're a big, strong, powerful team. I thought they was excellent yesterday. And as I say, I think they will.
About tinkering before Christmas, I don't think Pep is going to do that as much this year, because he's not going to get away with it. He can't allow whoever who's going to be, Arsenal or Liverpool, they open up a lead and claw back 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points every season. That's not going to happen. He can't afford to give him a head start, because eventually that's going to backfire. So I know Arsenal play their full strength team all the time. I'm not saying we have to do that, but he'll have to. Like, that was a bit of a brain fart yesterday, that back line up, to be honest with you.
But it's one of them, mate, innit? It's Marie, do you agree what Gordon said there? Read Gordon's comment though. I think there's a lot of sense in that.
Yeah, there is. I thought Brentford, particularly in the first 20 minutes, gave us such a good game of it. They're well organised. They've got a decent, good manager who comes across as a genuinely decent person as well. And they're a credit to the Premier League. I will say that, because I think that their mission was to play football. It wasn't about time wasting. It wasn't about, you know, going down like a sack of spuds every time somebody touched them. So, you know, full credit to Brentford. They've always given us a tough game of it. So, you know, you have to give them credit. Yesterday's game was no different. But we hung in there, and we got our just desserts in the end.
Yeah, I thought we just edged it, and the stats pretty much back that up, really. What Stevie says there, issue is both needed minutes, both have not played for City. If neither played yesterday, when would they get a game? Watford, and he's obviously on about Walker and Stones there, and that is it for me. It's under any circumstances normally, would you have any qualms in putting Stones in there or Walker in any game?
No.
And again, I do think it affected the whole rhythm of the team in the first half. But second half, as soon as Guardiola and Rodri come on, it was like it was a lot better. The flow of the play was a lot better.
So that Guardiola, he's different gravy. Like, he's more on the left back. Like, he has some silky skills. Like, he ran at the Brentford defence at one stage. I thought he was going to score.
I know, and he probably should have done, but he passed to Silvino, and he should have scored.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But that's just the way it goes. And Guardiola's turned out to be, he looked shaky at the start when he joined us, but has improved massively the more he's got used to our way of playing.
Why do you think that? Why do you think that, Murray? Is it because he was bought as a centre-back and Pep was playing him sort of like a left-back? He's under, and not forget, it's the understanding of what Pep's requirements are as well.
I think it's probably a mixture. I think the English league takes some getting used to, and our style of play definitely takes some getting used to, and it takes time, and you have to be fairly determined and willing to adapt, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't work, and it has worked for him. He's turned out to be, I would say, a really good buy for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like Just One Man says there, good evening, pal. Pep did actually, praise Brentford and their manager after the game. I honestly thought his team selection was slightly arrogant, though. Yeah, and Anne-Marie touched upon that earlier, but I wouldn't say arrogant, because he said that he was going to mix and match it, trying to get players minutes and stuff like that, because it's important, because even Doku didn't get on yesterday. Foden didn't get on yesterday. Like, normally you'd have them down as starters. So it just shows, and sometimes, and I've got to give Pep a lot of credit for the second half. The way he started, he recognised there was a problem there, and he changed it. Rather than 60, 70 minutes, he changed it bang on half time. So maybe the old baldy, not me, Pep, is learning a little bit, Paddy.
Well, you just actually took the words out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say. He realised it wasn't going right, and he changed it. Pep of old, 85 minutes. So at least he took measures and corrected what needed to be corrected. The balance of the team wasn't right. When Guardiola and Rodri come on, by God, I'll tell you, we took control of that match, because for the first 20 or 30 minutes, I think Brentford had 55 or 60% possession. Mm-hmm. And we want teams to come to the Etihad and play football against us.
Hey, look at that. Look at that. It's like we do our linking really good there. Sections, but it was nice to see a team play and not just low block goals. And that's exactly what you say, mate. It's very refreshing, isn't it?
Yeah. And we can be good at, sometimes that keystone cops in the back, we have that in us for some reason. Sometimes it's very maddening or whatever, but it happens, These are accomplished, very, very professional defenders, but for some reason, sometimes during the season, they just have an absolute cluster fart between them all. And it happened yesterday. And you just have to kind of roll with the punches.
It's good to get it out of the way, Anne-Marie, innit? So, like, again, being below par but again, was we below par, or is that taking it away from Brentford? Was you squeaky bum time up until the final whistle? Because I certainly was. I was relieved that it was only 2 minutes in the second half. What the referee had done.
I have to be honest and say I was, but we had total control of the second half, so I wasn't maybe as nervous as I would have been in the past. I felt we had it under control pretty much. And it was, for me, in the second half, it was just a case of getting the third and fourth. That was my thinking. And like we've said already, full credit to Brentford. Absolutely. I mean, great team to watch. And I hope they stay up, and I hope I hope they go on to do something really good this season. They're a decent team, decent manager, well-run club. So good luck to them.
Yeah, Gundo also had a stinker by his levels, caught on the ball 3 times and a couple of sloppy passes. Yeah, I think that was... Maybe that's because there was a few, under par yesterday. It was just one of them things. But I will say the second half, I thought he got into them pockets really, really well and started to play like Gundo. We know Gundo can play. Do you agree, Paddy? Or?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think he'll manage us someday. He has that mentality. Like, he's already the EDS when he was doing his badges.
Yeah.
And then he's gone to Barcelona. He's had a look at the Barcelona dressing room. It wasn't as professional as he thought it was. And he got himself out of there and he came home.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't surprise me to see him join the coaching staff.
Yeah, I think that might be written into his contract, to come back, because he wanted 2 years. We didn't give him 2 years. So he went to Barcelona. They give him 3 years. He's come back to us and we've given him 2 years. So it's just...
Now, we've given him 1 year, haven't we? With the option of another.
Still going to be 2 years, isn't it? I think that second year will be key to, his development and hopefully the development of our youth team and stuff like that, because it's okay having the likes of your Jason Wilcoxes who we used to have at our place, and, players of the older ilk like that. But you imagine sort of like an 18-year-old, and it's just, say, somebody like Jason Wilcox or somebody. Yeah, he used to play Premier League football. He was decent, but an 18-year-old will go, "Who is he? Who is he?" Whereas someone say Gundogan's your first team coach, not your first team, your under 21 coach, under 23 coach. You'll be like, wow, it's somebody who's got that stature straight away, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, you're doing your man Barry Murphy a disservice, the Cork man who was in charge of EDS for years and won the league 3 or 4 times in a row before Jason Cox. But I don't think Gundo's going to the EDS. I think he's going the first time. Like, you have somebody that understands the football.
He won't go straight to the first team.
He has. Say it again.
He won't go straight to the first team. He might go into the coaching side of it in the first team, but he won't go straight as manager.
No, not as manager, as the coaching staff under Pep. I definitely think he will join the coaching staff of the first team, because he is a football brain, and Kevin De Bruyne has it too. But some people can do it and can teach, and De Bruyne has openly said that he can't do that. He doesn't have the mentality. Where Gundogan is able to take a situation, break it down, explain it to someone, and then execute.
No, I get that, Paddy, because it's like that old adage, innit? World-class players don't always make good managers. When you've got people who've never played football in their life who make good managers. I think it doesn't matter what field you're in. I don't mean football field, in business field. If you're a good man manager, you're a good man manager, regardless.
I definitely think Gundogan joins the list of Vieira and Arteta and everyone else who's played under or been Pep's assistant manager. I think he's next in line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can almost feel a bit of a wind of change for the. I do believe that Pep will extend. I honestly do. I feel there'll be not quite a few players coming in the summer, but I think there will be a bit of a not a clear out, because that sounds unfair. There will be a few personnel changes. Maybe Walker, even maybe Stonesy. I'm not saying I want these players to leave, but Stonesy.
What age is Stones?
Stonesy is about 30.
Well, there's a couple of years left from him yet. Walker's 30 years, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Stones is about 30. He's about 2 years older than me.
You mean your front door? The number on your front door? You mean?
I'm not the age of my number on the front door, mate. I can assure you that. I feel it, but I'm not there. Blue Art, good evening, pal. Is there any news on Phil? Is he going to be back against Inter? I felt he would have got a few minutes yesterday if it had been we would have been a bit more comfortable. Regardless of all the rumours and that, I never want to be an ITK. But I do believe it was bad with COVID, and it was nothing more, nothing less. Rumours flying around. It was anybody who suffered with COVID, they will know it's just not like man flu or anything like that. COVID is pretty bad.
And what was the news, Andy? Because I don't follow the same people as you do. What was the rumours about voting?
There was all sorts of rumours, mate, flying around about he's had problems personally. He's moved house, dad.
Yeah, he had to move house because of his mum.
But let's not forget, he's got a young newborn baby, and if he's had COVID, he's not going to be living at home anyway, because you're putting a newborn baby, out there in danger. So, listen, I've had COVID a few times, but I've also had it bad, and it's not like I'm actually going deaf through COVID, and that's straight up. It's given me tinnitus, and my audiologist last week has actually shown me I'm actually going deaf, so I may need hearing aids.
That's just your age, Andy.
Yeah. How many things the Nile's a river in Egypt?
Yeah.
That's his bedtime.
Now we can get on. We can get on with the show.
He's gone from now and going to bed.
Yeah, he's going to go and cry to himself. Right. I don't normally do this. Adam, just for you. Let me just see if I can find it.
Anne-Marie, I know you love me.
I love him. Absolutely love him.
I love you too.
There you go, Adam. I hope that makes you happy. But we won't be seeing it again tonight. Andy.
Is that a bet or some kind of dare, Anne-Marie?
No, it's a threat.
A threat, right.
Can't be threatening the people in the chat.
I'm not threatening the people in the chat. I'm threatening Andy.
Lord says Akanji has to be considered one of the best defenders in Europe. I absolutely agree with that, and what the price we actually paid for him as well. And I do think a lot of that was credit to Haaland as well, because Haaland was played in the same team as him at Dortmund.
What was he, 17 million?
No,
12.
Yeah, it's only something like 12 or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, but like we said earlier, this referring to Savinho, yeah, he has got to get, and something, it will, because if you notice, Grealish doesn't dive, Doku doesn't dive, so I don't expect Savinho to be diving that much, in all honesty.
Is that a Brazilian thing?
It must be. It must be.
I think the boys in the locker room will knock that out of him.
Yeah.
He won't do that again.
Yeah, because ultimately, if he gets so many of them, he misses matches, and it could be crucial matches, and it's down to him because he won't be getting back into the team if other players are bang on form.
I.e. Oscar Bob. because they'll take him there around Christmas. They collect 5 yellow cards.
Yeah,
And
but
Oscar be back.
let's not fast forward too much with Oscar Bob, mate, because he's going to need decent rehab when he comes back and stuff like that. We don't know how it's going to affect him, but yeah, it could be, it could potentially be that situation where he won't get back. He won't get back into the team anytime soon if he goes out, and it'd be a shame because it does look a really, really, in words of Harry Redknapp, terrific player.
I think that goes on all, Andy, doesn't it? That it's just a competition within that squad. If you get out of the squad, it's very hard to get back in it.
And rightly so, mate. If you've got that shirt, that's the way it should be, because especially when, and let's not forget, we're only four games in. I don't normally start looking at Premier League table unless we're top till about six games in, because by the time you've got all your players after pre-season and stuff like that, getting in the rhythm of 6, proper games, but we've not even had that. Let's not forget, some of them players have not even had a pre-season because they was playing in the Euros. They didn't travel to America, which is a blessing for me anyway, because that can take it out of you. And then on top of that, we're just like
another pointless international break for a competition that means jack shit. And we've got another one coming up in October. It's absolutely ridiculous. We paid the price for Daki, and who's to say we don't pay the price for somebody else in the next one?
No, I hope it's not Haaland.
Well, exactly.
So what would you do then, out of curiosity? Because we've got to have internationals,
But what the friendlies, Andy, what are they about? Who benefits from them? Is it a financial benefit to who? The friendlies?
Well, they wasn't friendlies what we've just played. No, and by the way, I'm just curious what would be sort of like a happy medium. I don't mean something like Mystic Meg with a smile on her face.
Like, what do you mean they want? I thought they were friendlies, no?
No. No.
It's some stupid competition that they do now, isn't it?
Well, see, I don't follow international football. I have no interest in it.
Well, neither do I really, but I know that the last two that England played were for some, I can't even remember what the competition was. It's this stupid international thing where they've got, they play a group and then they go, I don't know whether it's next summer, they have like a semi-final, final thing. It's an absolute waste of time and it's going to kill the players.
That's outside of the Euros and the World Cup, is it?
Yes. Yeah.
So they're not going to have a summer off as such.
No.
So back to
the Kanji was on about retiring at 30.
It's you again, Andy.
You again.
It's that indigestion problem, that.
That makes sense what Kanji says today. So he was going to retire when he come age 30 because the amount of games, it's just game after game after game.
And right, there's two ways of looking at it. And I know which way my head is. Players are coming out like KDB, Bernardo, etc. now, just condemning how many games they have to play. Now, the old adage is, yeah, but look how much money you're on. Is that an ice cream, man?
No, that's me. Sorry.
Can I have a 99, please? A 99 with sprinkles. It's nothing to do with how much money they're on. It's the peak physical condition. Now, yeah, if you want them to play every 2 days, the quality of football is not going to be great, is it?
That's a very ignorant point of view when you hear somebody saying that. Mm-hmm. It just shows you they know nothing about sports nutrition and about sports recovery. They've never engaged in sport to make that ignorant statement.
But then it's like next week we've got 2 games in 2 days. We play Arsenal on Sunday, Watford on Tuesday. It's absolutely ridiculous.
No, did you see what Pep said about that? About the option they offered us we can play it on the Wednesday, but it'd have to be away from home at Watford.
Why?
That's what Pep said, not me. Don't shoot the messenger.
When are we playing Watford?
Next Tuesday, a week on Tuesday.
So we're playing Inter.
So we've got Inter Milan on Wednesday.
Arsenal Sunday.
Look at this. Look.
Watford Tuesday.
On Watford Tuesday.
It's like I'm being professional again here, isn't it? Look at this. So we've just had Brentford. So we've got Inter Milan on Wednesday, followed by Arsenal on Sunday, 4:30. And then we are, that is actually where it says to be confirmed. That is actually the 24th now, which is the Tuesday. Watford at home in the Cup. And then we've got
Newcastle away.
Newcastle away on the Saturday, an early kickoff. Now, why does that have to be an early kickoff?
Money, television.
For 10 days.
No, I know why, but this is where the players are starting to come out. They're not robots, are they? You know,
No.
they're very well paid and stuff like that. However, there's got to be that they're diluting the quality of football in this country.
But anybody who's ever worked out knows some bit of recovery. Like if you go in and do a heavy session in the gym, you're not going in the following day to do a heavy session because you won't be able for it.
Can you say some other than gym, mate? Just one man says, I think Jack's game was badly affected by Rico and Gundo not being great in the first half. He gets a 7 off me. Yeah, and that's a great way of looking at it. That's pretty much what you two Injun Bracket said there.
Mm.
So you see, we do talk sense, Andy.
Really?
Well, how does that song go, Emery? 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be getting a meatloaf across your head if you carry on. Alec, good evening, Alec. Ireland is getting better and he's more of a team player with a ruthless winning mentality. Yep, we said that a little bit earlier on, Alec. For me, it was probably one of, if not the best game he's played for us. You know, his hold-up play and stuff like that. He's like a modern Niall Quinn, isn't he, Paddy?
Well, no, he's not that bad.
Quinny was good.
What drugs were you taking then?
Oh, no, now, Paddy, he wasn't that bad. I still remember the game against Derby. Tony Coton got sent off. Quinn went in there, saved the penalty, having already put us 1-0 up.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Who did he save the penalty against?
Derby, Dean Saunders.
Andrew.
Was it the game, Andy?
No.
What about his disco pants?
Yeah, he actually brought a very good book out as well on a side note called Niall Quinn, The Will to Win. That was a very good read back in the day. And then he became the knobhead when he tried to get into chairmanship at City and he didn't get in there and he became a knobhead against us, didn't he?
Yeah. He went to Sunderland, didn't he?
Yeah.
Where? Slumberland? Is that a bed shop, Slumberland?
It
No,
is.
but that's where he did become chairman at Sunderland, didn't he?
He did.
Mm. And he had a satellite company here in Ireland as well.
That's a good point. Yeah, Haaland, you know something, DC, you know, I'm sure we all agree with this. There's more to football. So if we have to miss Haaland for a game or two, you know, so be it. Because, you know, football, as much as we love it, it's not the be all and end all, is it?
No, it is just a game at the end of the day.
It's
Yeah, but see, what we see is 11 players on the pitch. We don't see what's happening at home.
No.
We don't see what's happening outside of the club, you know.
Just one Mike says, daft fact, Haaland has only been offside 15 times in all his Prem games. Didn't know that, mate. Wouldn't it be good if it was 115 times? Oh, that'd just be absolutely incredible. And again, you know, it's 15 times in all his Prem games. That just shows you, you know, is somebody on, you know, top of his game.
He's a tapping merchant.
A tapping merchant, yeah. Tapping yesterday, that wasn't it? And again, that ball over the top from Ederson was just a joy to watch.
And he tried it just a few minutes before, and it hadn't quite come off.
No.
So you'd thought Brentford would have learned a lesson there, but they didn't.
If you follow Ederson on Instagram, he put up 4 videos today from doing exactly that.
He's got 4 Premier League assists.
More than Anthony.
Twice to Haaland. See what we didn't mention, actually. I mean, we know we made it look easy, but if you watch Match of the Day back, like Haaland's touch for that second goal was a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
The way he put that ball over that keeper was just so sweet. And like, not everyone can do that. Just because he makes it look easy doesn't mean it is easy.
No,
we only needed to watch the game later on, Villa against Everton. How many times did Calvert-Lewin break free and couldn't get past the Villa keeper, Martinez?
And I was wanting him to come to us at one stage.
Who?
Calvert-Lewin.
And you said I need drug testing.
Andy, he was good a couple of years back.
So was I. But won't want us playing for City now either. DC says Gvardiol is one of my favourite signings. He's immense. You know something? He's not even a defender, is he? He is absolutely incredible. Again, what we said earlier, you know, that run what he made in the second half. I was just instead of laying it off, I was just hoping that he'd have just leathered it, because that would have been one of the goals of the season.
Yeah, I think we need to have a moment's silence for our Scouse friends, because obviously they're in mourning today after yesterday's game.
How do you like that? I'm full of all the gadgets, and that's now. I am the most beautiful woman in this country. You get any?
It's not me. It's not me.
Is that your burner account, Anne-Marie?
No, it really isn't. I don't have a burner account. What you see is what you get.
Oh yeah, we've seen that the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Lucky buggers.
4D.
Steve Black says next time Walker and Stones play is going to be the Watford. Yeah, I agree with that, mate. And I think that would be the time to do it. Although I would play, I would always have Stones playing anyway, because I'm not getting hooked up on all this about Stones. You're always losing it and stuff like that. It's not.
But I tell you, he runs a risk, Andy, if he gets injured again, because he spends a lot of time in the treatment room.
Yeah.
Like, you're all about to clear out next season. I think if he gets injured this season for any prolonged period, I think his place in that team will be under threat next season.
But shouldn't it be under threat? As should Ruben Diaz should be under threat, as should Gvardiol should be under threat, and so on and so on. Because if them players know that their position is under threat, it's only going to it's either going to make them play better, which will benefit us, or we will get better players if you like.
I'll put it to you this way. If you were running a company and you had to let somebody go, and somebody kept turning up and was punctual, and then you had Johnny, who rolls in 3 weeks of every month for the last 6 months, and it comes to letting somebody go, who's getting the bullet?
Exactly what Gordon said there, Anne-Marie. Champions win even when they don't have a good game. I think we said that early on, didn't we? Everyone wasn't bang on form, but we got that nous. I love that word, nous. Nous. Do you like that word, Anne-Marie?
No, I don't. Because
Why?
it sounds too much like Scouse.
Or nonce.
Prefer nonce to Scouse or Nouse.
You all right, Paddy?
Yeah.
We've been set up here to fail, aren't I?
You?
Yeah, with you, dickhead.
No. Blue Heart says, quite true, Anne-Marie, and he likes turkey too. I can't remember. What? You're right, Paddy.
Didn't 8 o'clock now. We're going stupid. Like, we go demented after 8 o'clock.
Paddy's having a stroke there.
I wish I was.
It is like that, Paddy. 8 o'clock comes and it's like something just happens. It's like there's a new moon out or something.
New moon. Jack says, grinding out games is very important. Can't win 5-0 every week. Absolutely, mate. And that's what I was trying to say earlier. It's like,
why not?
Why?
Why not?
Because new fans like you who've only been supporting City since 2008, that's your
It's always
expectation.
going to live, and I told you.
Like Amory used to watch City live when it was black and white kits. When did Amory?
When they were using a pig's bladder for a ball.
We've never worn a black and white kit.
We have. St. Mark's.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm not. Hang on. I'm not that old. I'm not that old, Andy.
I'm not, but I know that.
No, well, you knew. I know what I meant. I knew we'd worn that, but you've just been a prick.
Right. I resemble that accusation. Alex says, City never panic going a goal down. That's the difference. The only thing I would say where we do panic is this tomorrow. What a link that was. So we've got Norris out of Coronation Street there. Lord Panic. Yes. Fun and games.
Finally.
See you later, Anne-Marie.
I'll be back.
Don't threaten us.
She's on the Schwarzenegger.
I hope you're not going to get that T-shirt on again.
No T-shirts today. Well, there is, but...
Yeah, pop a T-shirt on before you come back. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Can you see?
Fucking
The best of 1974. The year of my birth.
Oh.
What did you say about 8 o'clock?
I know, I told you. Everything goes mad after 8 o'clock.
I tell you what, that's it. You're that old. That was a Betamax you had on then. Paddy said.
It was a top loader.
Don't you be getting a dancing in the moonlight. Oh, my God. So, yeah, tomorrow it kicks off. Do you want to hear what Pep said? Was it about a year ago when he was challenged? This is what Pep said anyway about the 9 clubs.
In teams to put it out for the Premier League are going to take a good lawyers too to defend the position like we're going to defend our position. I would have loved to wait and see, and the time will see, or the time will dictate what is going to happen. And just in case we are not innocent, we will accept what the judge, the Premier League decide. But what happened if in the same situation that UEFA happened, we are innocent? What happened to restore or pay back our damage? Because the damages now is for 1 decade, 8, 9, 10. So 1 week later, UEFA make a sentence against us. 9 teams: Burnley, Wolves, Leicester, Newcastle, Spurs, Arsenal, United, Liverpool, Chelsea. Out of the Champions League, but they won at that position. Like Julio Cesar said, there are not in this world, there are not enemies or friends. There are just interests.
And
yes, Pep, get in there. Go on, Pep.
That's almost like a war cry in Anne-Marie where, you know something? We're ready for this shit. This shit's going to get real from tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's about time. As we always say, it makes the odds with fans anyway, because we'll always be classed as cheats, brown envelopes. However, I just want us to kick the Premier League right in there.
Oh, 100%, Andy. I really want us to take them to the cleaners after all of this.
They won't kick
really
in the Johnsons.
But no, because I think what the damage that they have done to our club, which we think is going to be, we're of the opinion it's going to be cleared. They can't go. They just can't go and slander our club the way they have. And that's the bottom line of it. It's for our owners who are very much trying to do right by everybody, it's complete and utter defamation. And the Sheikh Khaldoon, they won't like that at all. I'm sure Khaldoon is lining up his guns ready to fire back at these people when this is all over, because the way we're being treated, and you just listen to the media. This last weekend, they're getting giddy at the thought of it starting on Monday, and for me, I can't wait to get them all and just line them up and say, "There's a writ, there's a writ, there's a writ. We're taking you all to court."
Absolutely, Anne-Marie. And I couldn't even put that better myself. Thank you, Simon Clark. Become a YouTube member. Thank you very much, my friend. Hope you are well. Paddy, what was, for me, Pep he was really going for it. What's interesting was Newcastle, Everton, Leicester, all them was Burnley,
yeah.
Chelsea,
Black.
United. So there's some of the teams where you look at United, how much debt they've got. You likes of Burnley, they've got 7 fingers on each hand. Apart from that, it's like Newcastle. Yeah, it was Newcastle under Mike Ashley. However, they're the richest club in the world. They can't spend a penny. I don't mean they can't go to the toilet. I mean they can't they can't buy players or anything like that.
Yeah, you reap what you sow, don't you?
Absolutely. But the thing is, who I started feeling sorry for quite a bit now is Everton fans. And I'll tell you why. Everton fans, yeah, they've been charged and stuff like that. However, their fans now, only maybe because they've been charged, they are starting to see what is really, really going on with the corruption within the Premier League. And they're sort of like being victimized a little bit now because the Premier, because we're standing up to the Premier League and we're going, toe to toe with the Premier League. But the Everton fans now, they're more or less shoulder to shoulder with City fans now. And I know it's a case of, I told you so, what City fans have always said to people. Well, we told you so. It's at the point now where I feel as the clubs what are not about, it sounds disrespectful, this. The clubs what are not about to challenge City for the title or anything like that, they're starting to mellow a little bit. It's your Arsenal fans, your United fans, your Liverpool fans, because they for some reason they think if City get relegated and stuff like that, or points deducted, then they've got a real chance of,
Yeah, they get their league back, Andy, don't they? Let's be realistic about it. If City are given a point, like my understanding of it, right, and it really grated me to do that show on the 115 show that we did, because I don't want to be like that. I just want to watch football and enjoy football and comment on a very basic level. He was crap. He was good, whatever. I don't want to be a lawyer. I don't want to be an accountant. I don't want to be a financial investigator. But you're forced, indeed, because if somebody does come at you, you want to have the information to hand so you can know. I hate that. I really do. I think looking at them charges and you said I've done indeed, I think at most, because don't forget the Premier League have to save face. They have to save face at all costs. So we are going to be charged for the same thing again, not cooperating, and it's going to be a fine, because not cooperating is not a sporting decision. Different if you're caught cheating, that's a sporting decision. Then you can be points deducted and stuff like that. But the actual non-cooperation is outside of sport. That's not a sport. That you can't attribute a sporting fine or a sporting punishment to a non-sporting activity. So we're going to get a fine, and as this is going to drive Anne-Marie nuts, our club are going to swallow it, and they're going to be damn glad to be at the table with Man United, Liverpool, and Arsenal, because they don't have the bottle to take these boys on. They'll never have the bottle to take these boys on, because they don't want any hassle coming into our club. So we're going to get fined, and that's going to be the end of it.
I think
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, mate.
Adam, you're spot on with that, by the way. It will disappoint me if that happens. I accept the fact that we will get fined for non-cooperation. I understand that. Got no issue with that at all. But the actual charges, I think, if we're not guilty, we're not guilty. End of discussion.
But if you take the UEFA charges, right?
But then you see that's who's behind all of this. We've got if what was it today with the we've already had that one, Andy, and you've already played it. But Paddy, what was it in the papers today that UEFA are threatening to kick England out of the Euros because of the independent regulator that the government want to bring in?
But the AFA have released a statement on that. Gary Neville put it up on Twitter there. That's not going to happen. But again, that's to the Red Cartel don't want that independent regulator in there because they're going to see that Arsenal, Man United, and Liverpool control the Premier League. When people say Premier League, we have to know what we're talking about. We're talking about the 20 teams, the 20 chairmen of the present Premier League. So if Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man United get rid of Man City, well, then they can go on then and have more league titles to themselves. But they don't want, and Calduna has already said that, they don't want us at the top table. Simple as that.
But like we keep saying, it's chairman, ex-chairman, etc. of all these cartel clubs what are in bed with the Premier League. So that's why we should just be absolutely destroying, and I mean destroying them. I don't care about the Premier League if it's disbanded and stuff like that. That somebody will take over with their brand.
Yeah, but you're still dealing with the chairman of Man United, Arsenal, and Liverpool.
I know, but Paddy, you look, it's the Barclays Premier League, isn't it? Barclays were in trouble. Who bailed them out?
Yeah, but you see, that's they're already saying that, Anne-Marie, that they won't find Man City guilty because that it'll cause an international kind of stir the hornet's nest. They won't, because of Sheikh Mansour's interest at government level and Barclays Bank, etc. They won't. The fans are already saying it. They won't find Man City guilty because of the links and the contacts that Sheikh Mansour has.
Right.
Jack. Carry on, Paddy. Carry on.
No, it's just, and again, I can feel my blood pressure rising because this drives me gaga. We're going to have to accept the punishment, and we're going to have to accept that Man City are not going to tackle anyone. Nobody. They're going to be damn glad to get a little fine, and we all go a little merry way, and we all hope the Pep stays on, and we be successful as we can be.
Paddy, I really, really, truly hope on this occasion you're wrong.
I'm wrong. So do I. Oh, absolutely.
I want to see justice done. That's the bottom line of it. I think what they've done to our club over the last 2 years specifically is out of order.
Yeah, but you see Pep in the press conferences, he calls out to journalists, oh, you're a Liverpool fan, aren't you? You're a Man United fan. You're an Arsenal fan. He calls them out now. We never used to do that. Pep is an absolute hatred for the British media. Absolute hatred. He hates the sight of them because of who they are. They're the legacy media, and you have the legacy teams. They go hand in glove.
Pep's one of us, in the Anne-Marie.
Yeah,
he's getting more and more sarcastic with the media and stuff like that. He doesn't spend a hell of a lot of time answering the questions with the media now, because because even the clip what I shown before of the where he named most of he named the nine clubs. It was about in total. It was an over a 5 minute. I clicked it. It was over a 5 minute clip, and most of the questions was from that absolute prick Dan Rowan from the BBC. So I think there's even an agenda with the lines of questioning, and that's why I believe Dan Rowan don't get into the Etihad anymore.
Yeah, and that's exactly what needs to happen. We're letting people away with stuff, and that's. I think we that's why I believe we need to really make a statement with this, because people are walking all over us and saying what.
I hope, Alan, when you say Babe Station, I hope you don't mean after that film, Babe.
That was about a pig, Andy. Cheeky bastard.
Oh, man. I don't know. I just don't know what's coming over you these days, Anne-Marie.
Will you keep your clothes on? Keep your clothes on.
My clothes are on.
I've not shown you
anything. I've not shown you anything rude.
Excuse me.
It's your imaginations. I've just shown you T-shirts for the last 3 weeks.
In the words of Jermaine Stewart, you don't have to take your clothes off to have a good time. Oh, no. Jeez, I don't know. So were you, Paddy? MP says City won't lie down. Rival clubs and Premier League will get a clipping. I just want to really, really go for them.
So do I. I'm desperate for it.
Sorry? Jesus. What's this? So, anyway.
Please tell me you're still talking about football.
DC says no sympathy for me or for rival clubs and the fans. Sorry, they all like us. They do, DC. Oh, my God. Carry on, Anne-Marie.
I don't think I can now.
Steve says Newcastle can't spend a penny, but we can boil piss. Now, in that, has he done that on purpose? Spend a penny and boil piss.
Mm-hmm.
Very clever. That I get you there, Stevie. Oh my word. Section says totally agree, Paddy. That's their way to worm out of it. Tommy Pickles. That just looks nothing like me. I'm sorry.
No, it does look like you, Andy.
That's bullying, that.
No, it isn't.
You called me Gary Neville last week. Give over.
Alex says I've heard stripping titles taken. After all this nonsense. Fucking Jesus Christ. I just don't know what's going on anymore. I don't.
I stopped reading after stripping.
So is that what you've been? Is that why you're only showing your head upwards, Paddy?
Hey.
No titles have been taken away. It's all wishful thinking, Anne-Marie, and it with rival fans.
Hang on. I want a little answer to this one.
Oh,
How old are you? And are you Spanish?
Was your mother frequent Benidorm by any chance?
Don't be coming to me for maintenance. I'll do you a mug or something, but that's just
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man. Anne-Marie.
No, wait.
Yeah, she's about 7.4 miles away from a screen, Steve. Cheers, Michael. Please tell your fellow Blues to watch back the stream if they have missed it. It helps the channel as well. Thanks. Thank you for all the plugging and stuff like that you do, Michael.
Exactly, Michael. We've eye candy and everything for you.
There you go. We've got a response to your question.
Fucking hell.
Male or female?
Well, if he says I'm the most beautiful woman in this country, the clue's in the question, Paddy.
I can't see that screen with the glasses, and I'm not put them on because you mocked me.
I know, because you look like, because when
you look like Mr. Panic.
Me and Maria are on the same page there. Oh, I thought DC was going to be Andrew then. I was going to say it's Sunday. Good evening, Andrew. Evening all. Inter are playing away now, plus the travel gives us a slight advantage for Wednesday. Yep. Yeah. I'm glad the first one's at home, Anne-Marie. The first. I'm not a huge fan of Champions League, you know that. No. You're too busy looking at comments though, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
The show's gone to dogs.
It has. It's my fault. I do apologise.
And I have been called that before, actually. But I don't know who it is. And Section says, Andy having flashbacks to 98. No, Benidorm, mate.
Benidorm. Wrong place.
Never done pills, drugs, or anything like that. It's always been alcohol. Wow. 20. You've got me thinking now, 26. I don't know about Paddy looking like Lord Panic. I'm in a bit of a panic now. Yes. Good evening, Dante, my friend. Have you noticed I've put the jingle back on for you? Dante wanted me to put the old jingle back on. That's why I've done it.
No, well, the old jingle's far better.
Yes.
Yeah, it could have been York away. Hang on, it's almost as if I've accepted this. I want a DNA test here. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you have your DNA test and we'll open the results on next week's show.
Oh my God, the show's gone blue. You ain't bloody kidding there.
We might have to be a bit later next week. With it
We're
being
taking over from Jeremy Kyle.
I'm refusing to comment now. Oh, by the way, I've got some great news. Yeah, this some great news next week. Stan, as promised us, is going to be back, and I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in Tenerife. So you're going to have to do that. Yeah. I'm dodging Benidorm now, mate.
I wouldn't go outside the front door if I was you.
Yeah, so it's just going to be you, Stan, and Anne-Marie.
Oh, God, poor Stan.
Yeah, poor old Stan, his
He
first
doesn't
show.
know he's letting himself in for. You get them, might be Stan, he'd have a fucking heart attack.
I won't do that to Stan.
I'm keeping quiet, me, for once in my life. Yeah, anything else? Yeah, we'll have a quick Arsenal. They wasn't great today. The Spurs should have smashed them early doors, I thought. They got what they deserved in the end, Spurs, because they just... It was Spursy, really, weren't they? Did you watch the match?
I didn't see
it.
it.
I saw the first half, and Tottenham should have been out of sight. And I think the referee more or less threw in the first half because he got card happy.
Leave my balls alone.
Because he was giving out yellow cards for next to nothing. But you know,
I think there was 65 yellow cards this weekend, the most ever.
well, there was I think in total there was 8 or 9 in that game today. 7 of which were given out in the first half alone.
There was 14 in the match the other night. Who was that?
Oh, Chelsea, Bournemouth.
Chelsea, or Bournemouth, 14.
You know. Anyway, are you going to miss me next week?
No. See, why didn't you think about that?
Do you still want me to prep the show for you?
No, we want you to
You
stay
can
away
set it
from us.
up for me. You can set it up for me, and I can do the rest.
Give me 2 reasons why I should.
Well, the people in the chat will be disappointed.
Paddy.
The people in the chat will be disappointed if we don't do a show next week. But I will say it's going to be 8 o'clock because of getting home after the match.
What's going to take you so long?
Anne-Marie, I know you love me.
Because it takes me a while to get the tram back and everything. So, and you've got to bear in mind, I'm trying to drag an 84-year-old man along behind me.
Paddy, well done on your first match at the Etihad with Anne-Marie. This show's lunacy. Right. I'm gonna wish us a farewell. Thank you for joining us, Anne-Marie.
Welcome.
Young Patrick.
Thank you very much, Andrew.
And the most important people are in our chat. As always, we absolutely love our chat on a Sunday night. We have such a laugh. Even on the so-called serious topics, we always like to have a laugh, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Don't take yourselves too seriously.
Absolutely, Alec. Yeah, so thank you for joining us, everybody. I will leave you with this because it's going to be one of them days, well, next couple of months, isn't it? Thanks all. Thanks for joining us, and we'll do it again soon. Have a great week.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.